Also breaking this morning, one person rushed to the hospital after cutting. It happened near 46 in California just before midnight. So far, no word on what led up to the incident.
And we have more breaking news here at the Alert Desk. AP News is reporting 13 people are dead in Afghanistan after Pakistan launched new airstrikes in the country. 14 others were hurt, and the strikes hit the eastern provinces in the country. Pakistan says it targeted militant hideouts and infrastructure that were linked to recent attacks in the country. Now, their casualty figures were widely different. Pakistan said 26 people were killed. This attack shattered more than a month of calm between the two sides. Aaron?
Maria, thank you. More top stories now. A 21-year-old arrested in connection to a different cutting incident is set to make its first appearance in court today. It happened at a gas station near 131st Court in Grover. A person was taken to the hospital.
Well, two people accused of attempted murder in Council Bluffs are now in custody in Douglas County. Police found a child shot at a home near Damon. Jeremiah Lassisi and Trent Hastings are waiting extradition back to Iowa.
A York woman accused of driving through a park and going the wrong way on the roads is due in court today. 28-year-old Raquel Cervantes was booked for avoiding arrest and reckless driving.
Now, 3 more cruise ship passengers who were exposed to the hantavirus are now finishing their monitoring at home. Officials arranged their transportation so they didn't have to travel commercially. 10 patients still remain at UNMC.
New Creighton baseball practice field is going to be opening today. It'll also serve as the primary practice site for the teams competing at the College World Series.